Obsidian has been getting absolutely wrecked because of Matt Hansen's disgusting comments about wanting to kick crusty white dudes out of the industry, and now a Gears of War EP is blasting Avowed, questioning why Matt Hansen would say these things. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, it's always great to see people speak up, people who have been in the industry, people who are in the industry, and while gamers have been, trying their best to speak with their wallets and make their voices be heard, it's always good to have others on our side. And now a Gears of War executive producer, Laura Fryer, who worked on Gears of War and Gears of War 2, blasted Avowed and Matt Hansen after his disparaging of Elon Musk. Now, Matt Hansen has made some really disgusting comments. He has said that he wants his game to be divisive. He has said that he does not care about white dudes having jobs within this industry. And there were some leaked Slack messages from the Obsidian team, which didn't look good. But now Fryer is commenting on Hansen's actions in a recent video upload titled The Games Industry Elephant. So first she recaps what exactly happened. We do know that this game is going to feature pronouns. We've only seen he/him on the character sheet, but that means one would assume there is she/her and they/them. Maybe they'll even have custom ones. We do not know for certain, but this image did blow up on social media, and Elon Musk had said having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable. I think it's pretty ridiculous to have real world terminology in video games like transgender, like non-binary. Look at BioWare and Veilguard. You have top surgery scar toggles. You have pronoun pickers. I think it's pretty absurd. I do not want modern day BS shoved into my fantasy video games, and we can tell that this is certainly not the same Obsidian that has made other absolutely phenomenal games like Knights of the Old Republic 2 or Pillars of Eternity. Unfortunately, they're one of the companies that is a shell of the company that they once were. It's filled to the brim with activists now who sit in Slack message chats and shit talk gamers and people like Elon Musk simply for criticizing their products. And now she's noting, of course, Hansen's response on Blue Sky saying, "Sickos, JPG, I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit." So it seems that they are going to be taking this to the extreme, pushing this to the max. It's going to be filled with bullshit. Not shocking given the state of the industry right now. It's too bad that he tries to attack gamers and he can't even spell the word sad, but it is what it is. Though she commented on this saying, "I personally find this situation baffling. Does he know Elon personally? Why does he want to make Elon mad with his game? Why would you say this to someone who is easily one of the most controversial people on the planet and therefore has millions of people reading his posts?" This interaction may be the one impression that people will ever have of the game Avowed, and it's so true. I could sit here and suddenly say, "I love Avowed, I think it looks great, I think it looks awesome," and there will always be people saying, "But I remember what Matt Hansen did. I remember that the way that he treated gamers," and you will forever have that image connected to you. I think Elon Musk was testing something with this title, and that is making lots of posts about it to see if it could affect sales. I think that Avowed is going to sell and it's going to have players in game initially because it is day one Game Pass. So I think that that's going to help its case. But I feel like Elon is definitely testing the waters when it comes to how many people he can actually deter from buying these garbage games. She elaborated, though, "To be clear, I'm fine if Elon ends up not buying it. That's his choice. What I'm not fine with is a leader putting his team and game at risk." And I have to say this all of the time. There are always good apples in every bunch. So while Obsidian might have, let's say for argument's sake, 500 people, 450 of them might be radical leftists. They may only care about their personal activism being shoved into the game, but there might be 50 genuinely talented, amazing people behind this project. And it sucks that they are getting the shit end of the stick, that the project they have felt passionately about is being ruined because of the rest of the team members. People like Matt Hansen, his one or two comments can certainly affect the trajectory of a game. Look at something like Dustborn. While, yes, it was garbage overall, when you had the director coming out and saying, oh, it was inspired by 2016 political events that we're still suffering through today, that pushed a large group of people who might have given it a chance away. These individuals need to learn that their divisive comments are not going to help them. The modern audience, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media, doesn't really exist. These people do not buy video games. They're going to find something to complain about with your title. So what you need to do is just make a good game and people will show up, but that's not their strategy anymore. Of course, Avowed is likely going to be review bombed, she predicted. There are plenty of people that are more than happy to join in the fight. Avowed is now mired in controversy, and when they launch, they will have to overcome this situation. And I will be streaming this at launch because I've talked about it on the channel, and I think it is only fair that I actually play it. I don't want to be like the IGNs and the Kotakus who refused to play something like Hogwarts Legacy because they disagreed with some of the decisions made with it. I think it's only fair that I play it on the channel, but that also means, let's say 100 of you are watching, maybe all 100 of you don't buy the game. That's 100 copies of a game not sold, which is a big win in my opinion, but maybe it'll be amazing. I will give it a chance, but I don't think that it's going to be, and I think it's going to face some serious issues. And when, again, you have someone who attacks gamers constantly and attacks people because of their political leaning, it's not going to lead to more sales. And that's the tragedy, because it sounds like it might be a great game and it's heartbreaking to think that it may never get a chance. I feel sorry for the team that's working on the game, because having all of this going on while you're trying to finish a game, it's not fun. And while she rightfully questions Hansen's actions, at the end of the day, he only put oil on the fire, given he and Obsidian had already included pronouns in the game, a clear sign that the game will be pushing woke ideology. But nevertheless, she is right that the game now faces a much higher hill decline than it likely would have. The game currently has just 53,374 followers on Steam, just a month and a half out from release. It is only number 31 on Steam's wish list and just 1,360 on the top sellers list. So yeah, they have a long way to go. We're talking about Obsidian here. You would think that they would be able to pull in much bigger numbers than this, but that is certainly not the case. And it's actually technically doing worse than Veilguard, because Veilguard had 61,164 followers on September 16th, about a month and a half from its release date. That game also pushed woke ideology and only managed an all-time peak concurrent player count of just 89,418. My assumption for Avowed is that it's going to have roughly 70,000 people in game, because again, it is going on Game Pass day one. I do think a large amount of people are going to play that way, and 70,000 might also be a bit generous, but I'm thinking like 65 to 70, and that's not good. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Black Myth Wukong launched this year to 2.5 million people. Palworld just had its new update, and that has 200,000 people in game, and the base launch was at the beginning of the year. We have to take into consideration that when you attack your customers, your game isn't going to sell. That's something that these people need to realize. It's something that they need to sit down and really think about before they make controversial statements, before they go, you're all sickos. And I'm so glad that my game's going to trigger somebody like Elon Musk. And it's really just a pathetic attitude, because we're talking about grown-ass adults here, people who should be able to say, it's totally cool that you don't agree with me in life. It's totally cool I don't agree with you in life, but at the end of the day, I'm making a product I feel confident in, and that's what should matter. But that's never the mentality with these absolute fucking lunatics. So I will be keeping my eye on this situation. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about Avowed more as we get closer to release, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.